Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm doing a vintage haul. As you can tell from the title, I've been so excited to film this video because I found some incredible pieces and I know that you guys wanted me to do more vintage hauls, more secondhand hauls, and I can totally understand why. Not only is it really fun and you find really unique pieces, but it's obviously also really ethical. It's good for the environment to reuse pieces, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I've fallen in love with it. And the last vintage haul that I did, I went to Vinnie's. I think I went to two different Vinnie's here in Sydney. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. And that was my first experience basically ever like secondhand shopping. And it was different to what I was expecting. It was a lot harder to find nice pieces, and it was also a little bit more expensive than I was expecting. I think that might also be unique to Australia. I had a lot of people from the US and from Europe as well saying that they have really great vintage selections there and that it's really cheap, so it might depend on where you live. But basically this video is going to be a little bit different. So I found all these little vintage boutiques online. I basically found all of them on Instagram. I don't even know how I got started on this, but I basically found this one little vintage store, and then from there I just found all these other ones, and I fell into this hole of online vintage shopping that I didn't know existed, because obviously I knew about like the Real and places like that that are, you know, massive companies that resell designer goods and that kind of thing, but there's actually so many like small businesses on Instagram that will resell vintage stuff, and they will basically do what I did and go into Vinnie's and spend hours and hours looking for gems and then reselling them, and they basically do all that work for you, which I guess it depends if it's fun for you or not. I much preferred this experience where someone had already curated a bunch of really amazing pieces for me, if that makes sense, because I don't have that much time, and I did find it pretty time consuming to go through a whole vintage store and try and find those gems. So if you are interested in vintage shopping and you have a little bit more money to spend, then this is definitely a great option. So yeah, anyways, I'll stop blabbering. I'll show you guys what I got. Obviously I can't link you guys the pieces because I bought them. They're not there anymore. You know, it's all just like one piece that they have of each. But of course, I'm gonna link you guys all the stores, not just the stores that I bought from. I'll list all the stores that I found on Instagram. Just know that I haven't shopped from all of them. Let's get into it. So the first piece I'm gonna show you guys is so stunning, and this is from a place called Mirth Vintage. This is what it looks like. It's this beautiful little crop. This is basically underwear, I guess, but I think in today's day and age and with the trends going on, you can wear this as a top. It's so pretty. I think a lot of brands right now are replicating this kind of lace, sheer lace bodice kind of style, but this is just a really like authentic and genuine piece, if that makes sense. It's super beautiful. So obviously it's got the cups, it's got the beautiful lace all over. The back is very open, which I love, and it's just got like a standard, like a bra closure, I guess. And then there's also a beautiful little bow and a little pearl in the middle, which is such a cute detail. Again, something that makes this top so special. So the cups are definitely a little bit sheer. So I did wear it without any cover-ups in the try-on part, but I have been thinking about maybe getting some little nude cover-ups for the nipples, just because this can be very sheer depending on where you're planning on wearing this and, you know, how comfortable you feel with exposing that kind of thing. It's just something to think about when you're shopping for something like this, but I love this so much. And let me just check how much this piece was. So this piece was 58 US dollars, which is around $80 Australian, which I think is fair because it's a really beautiful and unique piece and it's gonna go with so many things. Starting off at this price point is kind of a reference to how much a lot of these things cost me, so this definitely isn't like the most affordable option to shop. It's probably so much more affordable to just go into your local Vinnie's, and I'm very much aware of that, but I really like this option because I didn't see things like this in my Vinnie's. So yeah, it might not be an option for everyone, but if you do want to treat yourself to something or you just have a little bit more money to spend, then I do think this is a great option. The second piece I got from Mirth Vintage, you guys might have already seen in an Instagram post, but it's this beautiful vintage Gucci bag. I am so in love with this. I love the shape, I love the color, I love this thick chain. It's so beautiful. It's got this really, you know, classic like Gucci closure right here. It's so beautiful, and I also love how this looks a little bit worn. You can tell this isn't a brand new bag, and especially on the back it has a few imperfections and such, but it doesn't bother me at all. I actually think it adds so much character to the bag, and this is my first kind of bag that is truly vintage. So I've bought a secondhand bag before, but that was from a collection from like 3 years ago and someone didn't like it anymore, like that kind of thing, not really vintage. Whereas this is a true vintage bag, you know, it's been used, it's been loved, and you can tell, and I'm obsessed with this. I've been wearing this like every single day, and I noticed how good I feel when I carry this bag. I don't know if anyone else gets this. I just feel so good when I carry this bag around, and I love it so much. This one was 178 US dollars, so a little bit pricey, just under 250 Australian dollars. I do think that's fair for a vintage Gucci bag, and I'm gonna wear this so much. I already have worn this so much. I know that I'm gonna have this for a while. I can't really see myself giving this away. Like, it's just such a special little piece. The second store that I shopped at is Alaïa Vintage. Now, with Alaïa Vintage, and actually with a lot of these stores, they sell out super quickly. So what I actually did is I have a second Instagram account where I only follow vintage online stores, and I always go on there like every single day, check what's new. And for my favorite stores and for the stores that I know sell out really quickly, I turn on the post notifications. So whenever they post, I get a notification. I just check if it's something that I want, because they sell out some pieces within minutes, like the really special ones. So just something to be aware of. Some of them have drops as well, like weekly drops, and they'll announce them, like that kind of thing. But Alaïa Vintage, oh, now I remember. So this is how I stumbled upon all these little stores. I was looking at a Bella Hadid outfit account that like shows you where all her pieces are from, because I love her outfits, and she was wearing a suit by Alaïa Vintage, and I found out, I was like, what is this cool place? They sell heaps of like vintage suits and vintage blazers that come with matching like skirts. Super cute. I'll put some photos up. It's so nice. They sell out of the suits super quickly, so I haven't been able to get my hands on any of them. Now, I ordered 2 pieces from there. I'm gonna start off with this one. This one is a vintage Christian Dior sort of silk robe, and I was a little bit disappointed when I got this, I'm not gonna lie. So this is basically the vibe of it, and you guys will see in the try on part what it looks like. The reason I was disappointed is because on the bottom you can see, I hope you guys can see, that it's just been stained quite significantly. It doesn't bother me too much because of the stains, because I know that, you know, it's a vintage piece, and also because it is at the bottom, it's not that noticeable. But what bothered me was just the principle of the thing, that they didn't disclaim on the website that there was going to be some stains. That's what I usually expect. That's what I'm used to when I shop on the Real and that kind of thing. I'm not going to stop shopping there because they have really good pieces, but I guess it's something to be aware of when you are vintage shopping, is that some pieces, you know, they might have stains, they might have little things that are wrong with them, and not all websites are gonna disclaim that, which is unfortunate. And this piece was pretty expensive as well. This was 138 US dollars, which is around 190 Australian dollars, which again, I think is fair. You know, it's vintage Christian Dior, but I do think the price could have been a little bit lower because of the stains, but obviously they, you know, left that part out, so that was a little bit annoying to me. But having said all of that, I do think this is a really fun piece. It does give me a little bit more like robe, sleeping robe vibes than I was hoping for, so I think you kind of have to just watch out how you style this. So in the try on part, I just put this on over the first outfit that I was wearing. I think it looks quite nice. I think this would also work with jeans or just denim shorts, just to give it that contrast that pulls away from that whole sleeping bathrobe theme, you know. But I think overall this is a really unique piece, and I will be keeping and wearing this. My second piece that I got from Alaïa Vintage is this silk blouse, and this is kind of a cream ivory color, and I really like this piece. When it first arrived, I was a little bit skeptical about the color and the feel, This is 100% silk though, and it is really beautiful. It also has these really pretty like sparkly buttons, which is something that surprised me as well because I couldn't really see them in the photo, but I really like this piece. So I styled this over some shorts and a little just like a white crop, and I do think it looks really nice. I've been really into button-up shirts. I'm loving this one open, but you could also wear this closed. You could wear this tucked into your shorts or jeans or whatever. You could have it not tucked in. You could have it tied at the front. I just think they're really versatile, and I do think this is a really beautiful piece. So this one was 58 US dollars, which is just around 80 Australian dollars. Again, not very cheap, I have to say, but it is 100% silk, and this one is in pretty much like perfect condition. There's nothing really wrong with it, so I am really happy with this piece. And the last store that I shopped at is called Random and Chic. So the first thing I got is this vintage belt, and I have been getting more into belts. I was talking about that recently, how I never used to wear belts and now I really love them. This one was 29 US dollars. The store is a little bit cheaper overall. So it's 40 Australian dollars, and it got me this really beautiful black vintage belt. Sorry, I'm just putting it together. This is what it looks like. I loved this glossy finish, and I really just fell in love with the buckle. It just has that really beautiful vintage look. Again, you can tell that this piece has been worn just because it's a little bit like bent and stuff, and it does feel pre-loved, but again, I really like that, and I think it just adds character to the piece. And I think this is a belt that will just go with everything, but it, you know, sets a little statement. I love the gold, and I love like the black vinyl material. It's so nice. This one is a size medium, and I do think the price is fair as well for a really special sort of vintage belt. I also want to add that, you know, I think it feels really good to be supporting small businesses as well. I found most of the stores were located in the US or in Europe, which is unfortunate because obviously they have to fly everything over. So I wish there were a few more of these stores in Australia. I couldn't find that many that had pieces that I really liked, but I will be continuing to look for them. But overall, I just really like supporting small businesses, and a lot of these businesses are run by women as well, and you know, they share like on the Instagram stories how they started the business, and they make it really personal, and I feel really good knowing that they've put this time and effort into curating these pieces, and I feel good like sending them my money, if that makes sense. Because I think sometimes when I shop with big corporations, I just ask myself, what am I really supporting here? You know, where's this money going? And obviously, you know, I'm not an idiot, it's a business, it's to pay the employers, marketing, all that. But I guess what I'm saying is that it's really nice to support small businesses that are so open about how they run the business, they're so open about who's behind the business, how they source the items, that kind of thing. And that's why I'm also happy to be paying a little bit more, because I know who it's going to, and I feel really good supporting like small business owners, if that makes sense. But anyways, I'll show you guys the last piece that I got. So I'm only showing you guys 6 pieces in this video. I already have a couple more for my next vintage video, and I think I'm gonna try to keep them like this, where I just show you guys less pieces. That's kind of the response that I've been getting, that most of you guys don't want these like massive huge hauls where, you know, I buy like 40 things and it's super overwhelming and it makes you feel like you have to buy so much, and I agree with that. So I think I might still do big hauls. I'm not like closing myself off to that, but I think especially for the vintage videos, it's nice to just show you guys a few special pieces. So let me know if you agree with that, or let me know if this was a little bit too short. But anyways, this is the last piece. This is so special, and I love this so much. So this is kind of a little, what did she describe this as? I need this little description. A tuxedo crop blouse, that's it. So this is what it looks like. It is a little blouse. It's got sheer arms. It does have shoulder padding as well. And then it's got this tuxedo look because these obviously fold to the side. And when I received this again, and as I'm holding it up, you're kind of like, what is this? Like, how is this gonna work? But on the model, this looked gorgeous. And when I put it on, it looked so nice as well. So I did style this over the lace top and the pants that I was wearing in the first outfit. I think this looks so bomb. And it's one of those pieces that you just wouldn't find in any stores right now. Like, I haven't seen this from any brands. It's just something so different, but it's so wearable. I love how the sleeves are sheer. It's also got this cute little detailing here. It's such a pretty piece. It's so special. I'm really obsessed with this, and I think it looks really like elegant and just really classy as well, but it's so unique. So yeah, this is the last piece. I really like this. It was $49 US, and that is 67 Australian dollars, which I think is so fair for such an amazing piece because the quality is so nice as well. I'm gonna be showing you guys some different stores in my next video, which I'm excited about, but I will leave you guys a long list of stores that you can just have a look at that I found on Instagram. And I've honestly had so much fun like diving into this world of online vintage shopping. It is so much more fun, honestly, than normal online shopping because it feels so much more special, and when you buy something, you know that there was only one of those pieces on that website and you got it. I think with vintage shopping, it's so nice to find those special pieces, and I think they can really make your wardrobe a lot more unique as well. And that's something that I've found, you know, since having these few vintage pieces and styling them. It just adds something really nice to a basic outfit. You know, you don't need to wear a full vintage outfit. You don't need to have a full vintage closet. Even just wearing, you know, your regular jeans, a good basic from like Bonds or something, and then having something vintage over the top gives you that unique look already. And it's such an easy way to shop a little bit more sustainably, a little bit more ethically, and support small businesses as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. If you guys know any other vintage shops, let me know as well. I'd love to know about them. And I just clap my hands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!